Siyakwamkela kwakhona mbukeli. Ekapa kwilokishi yaseMiningburg kuye kwaqala i-support group samadoda athandana namanye amadoda. Makhe siyokuva uba basiphatheleni. Namhlanje sise-Miningburg eCape Town. Sizokudibana namalungu e-support group sobhuti abagay. Bona baza kusichazela kabanzi ngokunqongophala kwemiyalezo yokukhusela i-HIV ne-STIs engqale kanye kubantu abagay. Guys, tell us, how was the life before you formed the support group?
We had very little support in our community. We didn't know where to turn to or to go and look for help. We were also scared to maybe go to health clinics too. So we were also uneducated about HIV and AIDS and STIs. And we as a gay community also didn't stand together as one.
We have decided just to form this NGO Reach for Life Foundation, where we are associated with a lot of NGOs, not in the suburbs, but out of the suburbs of Menenberg, with the Anger Project, Help for Men, out of Africa, and we're working very hard as a foundation, as an NGO, to form and to show our support to the to people outside there, because why? There's people in the community who is gay, but don't want to disclose that they are gay. So we have formed a support group to say enough is enough, we will take the stand with Menenberg.
Lolita just talked about Reach for Life.
Okay.
I want to know, how does it relate with Health for Men?
Well, the concept behind the Reach for Life Foundation was more of a realization that we needed to be responsible for our own lives. We lived in these communities, we grew up here, and as Lolita and Nicole spoke about earlier, we know what it's like on a day-to-day basis, being discriminated against, being abused, and it's really a hard life to live without that support. And we chose the name Reach for Life because we realized that there's a lack of empowerment in this particular vulnerable group in the community. People have come to a point in their lives where they seem to have accepted the situations they are in, where they take on the stigma, they take on the discrimination, and at the end of the day, that's all what they see themselves as. So we are here to change that.
Guys, we're having these organizations that are working on HIV and AIDS, doing education about prevention, all stuff. But for you as gay people, do you feel that message? From media, newspapers, TV, do you feel that message? Is the message talking to you as gay people?
So one of the major issues that we had to focus on when we started this project and around messaging was that we realized that there were no HIV prevention messaging out there that was specifically aimed at gay sex. And because we understand that this is a taboo subject, because people are not yet comfortable speaking about, anal sex or oral sex. And in our facilitation groups and in our support groups, most of what we had to educate the people about was about what we knew ourselves. We didn't have any booklets, we didn't have any posters where we could work from. And so that is one of the major issues that we need to focus on in our country as well.
I also picked up is that people don't also want to know their status. They don't really want to know the HIV status, whether they're HIV positive or negative. And especially now that most people in our community also say that gay people bring HIV, and that's so basically gay people don't also want to go for an HIV test just to think, that people is putting this into their head because why they're uneducated about HIV and AIDS.
So another important issue I wanted to raise about the messaging about HIV prevention amongst gay sex is that because media focuses on heterosexual sex, we have a lot of gay men especially who think that you can only contract HIV through having vaginal sex. There's a lot of gay men out there having unprotected anal sex, and mostly from being uneducated and not knowing how to use a condom properly. And also not knowing that it is very important to use lube with your condoms when you're having anal sex. This is a very serious issue because having anal sex is a very high risk factor in contracting HIV. And this is yet another reason why it's so important that we need to get messaging out there that is specific pertaining to gay sex.
Ngoku maske sithetha nosisifisa kaDubula nozokuthetha nathi ngokunqongophala kwemiyalezo yeprevention engqale ngqo kumadoda agay okanye kumadoda alala namanye amadoda. Sisifiseka sicela usichazele sisi ingaba yinyani na nobana i-message eninzi yeprevention ifocuse only kubantu aba-heterosexual.
Yinyani sisi. Once kubekho i-groups ezingakhavarishwayo yi-prevention okanye zii-policies ezikhona around prevention ithetha ukuthi baya-marginalizwa. Abantu marginalizwa nge-communication kwenziwa nento yobana bangabonakali kongathi bona iyabachaphazela i-HIV ekuhlaleni. At the same time buyakhumbula mos bathe obhuti aba kuyilantuka kwi-support group. Abantu kwa aba bantu ke ngoku bona i-messages ezithagethe bona bacinga bafana babona ku-safe ukulala nabantu abagay because kaloku akho kwa message ithetha nabantu abagay. So kuyanyanzeleka into yoba siyitshintshe indlela esenza ngayo i-prevention izokwazi uquka wonke umuntu ochaphazelekayo.
Amadoda abelana ngesondo namanye amadoda asemngciphekweni omkhulu wokufumana isifo sikagawulayo. Asingawo onke la madoda athandana namanye amadoda. Amanye athi abisexual, amanye ona atshatile. Kufuneka kubekho indlela elula eyenzelwa la madoda ukuze akwazi ukuthetha nonompilo ngendlela zabo zokwabelana ngesondo, ukuze bakwazi ukufumana uncedo bavavanyelwe esi sifo. Siyabulela ngokuba nibukele uSiyayinqoba Beat It. Singathanda ukufumana imbalolwano zenu, nkoko sibhaleleni kwezi nkcukacha zivele kumabonakude wenu. Ungazifumanela neecondoms zikaSiyayinqoba Beat It kude kube lilixa elizayo. Zikhusele, ukhusele nabanye. Protect yourself, protect others. Bye.